Nothing much. I'm not sure if your audio was quite up. Say something for me again.
Hello, hello,
All right.
hello.
All right, we got you.
Okay.
Yeah. Third show back, but still working out a bunch of kinks. Trying to get some things going. But hey, we're here. It's been a good week. A lot of interesting news in fantasy football. We got some uh, uh, definitive answers on who has certain starting positions we'll talk about later. We had a first mock draft, and we actually have like several drafts coming up this weekend. Are you ready?
I'm always ready.
Okay.
I mean, you see what I got on tonight. Come on, man. It's the greatest. So I'm aiming to be the greatest this year, man. So I'm just taking all challenges. I'm trying to win all the chips. I'm trying to win all the money. This is what I do. So, hey, you stand in my way, I'm coming to win. I'm just saying. It's all
Hey,
love, but I'm coming to win, though.
well, I hope you can get it done, except for the leagues where you play me.
Uh,
We had
here we go.
we did a mock draft, like I said last week. We had a couple of dynasty drafts. You feel good about the roster you came away with?
I do, but I had like my roster pre-done before the draft,
Oh, okay.
so it was more like me adding bench players in certain spots on defense. But other than that, I think I came away with. I think I did. I would say this: I did better um, this year than the previous 2 years
In
at
the draft.
Dynasty as far as the draft
Okay.
because I kind of got my foot in that league now is where I know what I try to need to get, and I know young players, old players, and just going from there. It's similar. It's very similar to like regular redraft league. You just got to know like what to keep and what to give away type thing. So to me, it's cool. I think I did well though. I think I came away with some rookies. I think I can grow with, and they can grow with me. But then some guys they gotta be a 1 year rental and keep it moving. So. But a lot of my trades was done beforehand, so that's why it didn't matter to me. So,
Gotcha. Well,
how about you?
what about this week? You got some big money uh, drafts coming up. Are you
It's
prep?
fun.
What's you got the number
Um,
one pick in one of them, right?
I got the number one pick in one of them. I got the number 10 pick in one of them.
Okay.
I got the four pick in another. So I got 10, the one, and the four. I already know what I'm doing with the one and with the one spot. Um, that's kind of obvious because it's a quarterback league, so you kind of
Yeah.
got to go quarterback. So I'm probably obviously I'm going Joe Barrow one. That's just consensus number one pick. But it's funny in that league because you got to have two quarterbacks, and you got to kind of that 20th quarterback could be a mix of anybody at this point. You just don't know how the draft can go. All you can do is kind of like because I know the guys in the league and I know the way they draft, so it's kind of like I could say they're gonna draft this guy, but I could be totally wrong.
Right.
So yeah,
I have the for the two drafts. This actually I have the draft Saturday that I have the nine pick. I have one draft Sunday early afternoon. That's also
yeah.
the nine. And then I got two other drafts. One of them a dynasty league. I actually had the third pick. I sold it to get CD Lamb. Uh, so I'm drafting closer to the back. I still got a first round draft pick, but it's later. And then the other one, the draft order hasn't been uh, stated quite yet, so I don't know what I had there.
Honestly, man, you know what? In one of the leagues, what is it? True Warrior. I think it's True Warrior, right?
Uh huh.
I think it's gonna be some surprises over there. I just got this feeling because it's certain guys in there that draft a little weird sometimes. Like in past years, one of the guys that was in there, he had a number three overall. He had a number three pick in the draft, and he went Jalen Hurts.
Okay.
This is right after that Super Bowl, the first Super Bowl run that they went on when he had that really good game but they ended up losing. He went the next year. He went Jalen Hurts number 3, which and like if you think about it, that's kind of shocking for him to go that high especially in a passing league like we have. It just don't kind of work out. But he walked up there and was like, "Yo, give me Jalen Hurts." But this year is weird because he has the number 2 spot. And it's like he could go get Jalen Hurts or like a Lamar, somebody like
Lamar,
that.
Yes, in that
at
league,
2.
Lamar, yes. Jalen, probably not.
But I don't. That's why I say that league may be a little bit wonky. And then we got a guy that's from Atlanta. He loves the Falcons, obviously. Penix, I wouldn't be surprised if Penix went top 5 just because he's that type of guy. Wow. He's that type of guy that would do something like that. So he's very strange in a way. So it's like, that's why I say, put it like this. Mahomes and Josh Allen and all those guys could fall to like 4, 5, 6.
Well, one thing that if you played long enough, you should be aware of is don't let your emotions get in the way. Don't pick players just on your team because you love them.
I know.
That seems like a bad strategy. You can get Penix a lot later. So let's see. Well, for y'all, I hope it works out. But let's say hello to a few people out in the audience. Orlando Lewis, Jordan, Carla Blackman. And the third man, Shaq, is in the building, out of class and exhausted. Hey, keep getting that education. We're going to be talking sleeper picks. So before you fall asleep, if you got a sleeper you want to throw in there, now for those that watched last week, y'all know that our third man did not want to do a 2-quarterback draft because he didn't want to give away his secret sauce. So I don't know whether he wants to give us sleepers or not. We'll find out if he puts something in the chat for us. But
don't hey, it's in your contract, third man. You got to give out something, man. You can't give out everything, but you got to give out something, okay?
You're gonna get demoted to the 4th man.
We can't do that to him. Nah, we can't do that.
Sauce.
We ain't gonna do that to him. Nah.
No. Okay. All right. Rodney says you get to stay no matter what.
He get to stay. We ain't gonna do that to him. But we do. I do want to talk about some news.
Get to it.
It's not NFL. It's college, but it's local news. I want to shout out North State Spartans, North State University.
Behold.
ESPN First Take will be on the campus August 28th. So that's a big thing for the city in itself. It's a big thing for North State. It reminds me so much of what Dion did so early with like Jackson State,
right?
Not even Jackson, Colorado, but Jackson State, like how he put them on the map like that and put them on TV. And I think this is a great thing for Norfolk State, man. Just gonna put a lot of eyes on Norfolk State, and I think the city gonna come through, and I think they're gonna see what type of city we got here. Oh, yeah. I think it's a great thing, man. I think Mike can do something with that, man.
Oh no, it's definitely great for the exposure. But I kind of feel a little bit of a way in as much as, hey, you weren't rocking with us when we was winning 3 games every season. Now you want to jump on the bandwagon because we got Michael Vick.
I mean, that's the same thing with Jackson State, though. Jackson State won't win no games. And
exactly. And I'm like, look, hey, we the HBCU. And if I remember correctly, Stephen A. Smith went to an HBCU, North Carolina Central, I forget.
Yeah.
But the point is, Central. He could have been chosen Jackson State, Norfolk State, any kind of HBCU to be in there. But, hey, I'm not going to hold the grudge. Welcome to the
That's
campus.
Okay. I'll hold it for you.
Our producer got to hold the grudge down. But, hey, come on, enjoy the campus. Hey, let me know. I take you to Feather and Fin. We can have a good old time or some pollards. You know how we do.
You know, Stephen A. ain't going near the hood now. What we talking about now?
Well, hey,
come on, Stephen A. ain't doing that.
Norfolk State is at least hood adjacent. So
yeah, so we know. So he gonna stay in the central area where he's safe.
Stay away from the 7-Eleven across from the campus because you will get robbed. But you go down the street to the Feather and Fan, you'll be all right. Get some good chicken and whatnot.
If you need something to drink, just don't go to the 7-Eleven. Just keep driving down.
Yeah, don't stop at that 7-Eleven.
Nah.
We got Jasper Lewis, the senior, in the building. He's getting himself ready for the SMFL draft that's coming up next Monday. So he wants to make sure that you, in particular, keep it at 100 and don't be faking the funk with these sleepers. I see the third man threw out a good sleeper for the tight ends. I actually like that one. So y'all can read it in the audience. We'll bring it up when we get to that portion of the show. But yeah, Norfolk State, it's going to be a crazy, crazy time. Are you coming to the homecoming or at least one game this season?
I'm gonna be at a lot of games this year. I'm gonna definitely.
Tickets.
I ain't gonna say season tickets, but I'm definitely gonna make my way to the homecoming game. I'm definitely gonna make my way to a few games this year. So, the wife went there, so I'm definitely gonna. We're gonna be in the building. So
okay, that's what's up.
Yeah, my brother went there, obviously. So we got it's a lot of ties.
That's why I met your brother there, not knowing he was your brother till.
It's weird. A lot of people say that. Like, my wife knew my brother before. Before not know, but she know of him. She knew of him when he was at Norfolk State. So, or go at least being in that whole circle there. So, I mean, that's how I met Shaq and them. Going there like when he crossed over and all that stuff. I was there, so it was just weird times. But nobody knew that was because if you look at him, he's taller than me. He's bigger than me. So he's a bit taller, bigger than me. But it's cool. But
that's what's up.
Nah, that's my dog though.
Oh wait. Funny fact. Before we get away from Norfolk State, Shaq says that he and Stephen A. Smith actually went to the same high school, and Stephen A. is the all-time leading scorer in ball.
Really? Basketball?
So,
wow.
Oh yeah, he played. Because who was it that was calling him out saying he ain't never played, and he actually went and pulled out the college film of him playing. So, he was a baller.
Okay.
Back when the razor line was a little forward, a little more forward.
Yeah. It was down. It was down. Down here. Hey, bro, I can't either. I ain't got nothing right here. All that's gone. So, hey, I get it. I get a haircut every week. So, I ain't mad at them. But let's talk about a couple of teams. They made a decision at quarterback. We're going to talk about the Colts first. And I think this one I think that is.
I don't think that's a surprise.
It kind of did, but I don't. From what I was reading, they say he doesn't have to win the job to be the future, which to me doesn't make sense. I don't know if I don't want to say punishing him or just saying he's not ready, like because relatively he's still young. He's like 23 years old, so he's still a young quarterback in a sense. So, do I think it's the right move? Probably not. I think they should have stuck with him at least to see what he would do in the year before they made that decision.
For those that aren't aware, the story we're talking about is Daniel Jones was announced as the starting quarterback instead of last year's starter, Anthony Richardson. Yeah.
So, I mean, at least I would have let him go 4 to 5 games before I eventually pulled him. Mm-hmm. But I wouldn't have did it this way. To me, I think that's Daniel Jones ain't no better, and they're gonna find out real quick.
He's not good at all. But I mentioned on the show last week, and I think it happened in our mock draft. No, it actually happened in the real draft. You drafted Daniel Jones in the Dynasty League, if I remember correctly. Yep. He was available.
Because I kind of figured I didn't know it was gonna happen, but I knew one of them. You take a gamble. Actually, Shaq drafted Richardson.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, I'm gonna just take the gamble and draft the other one to see what happened. So to go from there. So
and then and I think I mentioned before in another league, I also drafted Daniel Jones for the very reason that I knew at some point, just for health reasons, Anthony Richardson was not going to be the starter the whole year because he's never played a whole season in the short time he's been in the NFL. I don't quite get the logic of displacing him to start the year, because if he is your future, I think you should have at least gave him the opportunity to lose the job because he was going to. At some point, it was going to happen.
And that's all I was saying.
I'm like, you should have probably started with him. Now, like you said, he's young. We saw a similar situation with Bryce Young and Andy Dalton, where they benched him for a while and then gave him a chance to get the job back. So it can happen. I don't know. I don't really like what's happening, but I've mentioned it before. Much to my mother's chagrin, I don't like the Colts situation. Other than Jonathan Taylor for fantasy football, I'm avoiding most of it like the plague. I do have one slight sleeper-ish pick from the Colts I'll say tonight when we get to that section. But overall, that in Cleveland are two offenses I want no parts of for the most part.
To me, it was like Daniel Jones doesn't. It's funny because I was on something and they showed Daniel Jones as the starting quarterback, and they showed a play where he missed the tight end entirely. Mm-hmm. Like he threw a pass, the tight end was wide open, he missed him. And you say this is what you get when you put him in the starting lineup. I just think I find it hard that people like Daniel Jones, and I'm not trying to make it what it is, but people like Daniel Jones get second and third chances when we know they won't. They're good. Like in the Giants, you can blame the Giants and say the Giants wasn't a good organization.
They
whatever. We're not.
They are not.
But that little playoff run that he had, they gave him $40 million a year off of that one playoff game, and they thought they was going to get something there, and it kind of backfired on them. Completely. And they didn't get the quarterback they thought they was getting. So at the end of the day, he goes to another thing, he got $14 million too, also there to be the backup. So that's when you get that number to be the backup, something. Even though that's not a lot of money for a starting quarterback nowadays,
but it's a lot for a backup.
It is a lot for a backup. Yeah. So you kind of knew the writing was kind of on the wall for Richardson, but I still think they should have stuck with him at least because they still got to figure out his fifth-year option.
Yeah.
Because if you don't give him his fifth-year option this year, if you just don't do it at all, he can walk next year, and somebody like the Rams can pick him up because the Rams need a young quarterback because of Stafford. Back problems and everything. You ain't rolling with Jimmy G. So you got to have something there. So I'm just saying. So to me, I think it's crazy.
Since you brought him up, they did say that Matthew Stafford is coming back to practicing and such. Are you scared for not just Matthew Stafford, but are you scared for Puka and Devontae Adams as well for fantasy purposes?
It's a yes and no for me. I'm scared. I wouldn't draft Matthew Stafford. Okay. Like I just don't know. Like if anybody know, like Scottie Pippen had a back injury that caused him to retire way before he should have, and it kind of played on his career a little bit. Those back injuries are nothing to play with. So especially in a sport like football, like when he a pocket quarterback, he gonna get hit. So it can be at any point he can really get hurt. So I'm not drafting, but you still draft Puka. You still draft Adams at the same time. I would draft both of them. I just think Jimmy, and I don't be surprised now. I don't know. This is my thinking. Don't be surprised because they saying Anthony Richardson's not happy with the situation. So don't be surprised if the Rams
try to
move and get him and let him sit because not even sit because he might have to play this year. But they're gonna roll with Jimmy eventually first, then Richardson. So, but I feel like Jimmy in a system is okay. Yeah. And we even had a conversation about this. Jimmy in the system is good. Jimmy with the
Jimmy in the Raiders system was not
bad.
Good.
But system like that, like McVay.
You guys, in that system with Kyle, he did all right.
Yeah. So you might be all right in a system like McVay and Kyle, and where he gonna tell you where the ball go at, where it should go at. It ain't gonna be we need you to go play hero ball because that's what the Raiders wanted from Jimmy, and they tried to pay Jimmy that way, and it just didn't work that way for them. So, me personally, you don't be scared to draft him. Honestly, you be scared to draft Stafford. Now, just so happens Stafford in our league he falls to a later round, then yes, you grab Stafford because you taking that gamble. You ain't taking it early, you taking it late, and it's a good gamble to take if he's still sitting there. So for me, that's when you get him. You get him way later than you would normally get him because of the back injury. But that's just my opinion on it. So, we got one more quarterback. Well, actually, it's two more teams. One haven't decided yet, and we're going to talk about that. I think that's a little crazy why they have it. But I think it's some type of spin cycle there. I think they're trying to do something. But let's talk about this Cleveland situation and Joe Flacco, which is not a big secret that he was the starting quarterback. They tried to make it like it was a competition, but we all know it wasn't.
No one was surprised with that break.
Nobody was surprised.
Like, okay.
So
tell me who's the backup. That's the story that's more interesting.
It's crazy to me because they still saying Kenny Pickett, and Kenny Pickett ain't played in 2 months.
Yeah,
and he ain't playing this Saturday. They said in the last preseason game. So my thing is this: how is he your second string quarterback when he hasn't played a down in any practice in 2 months?
To his, I guess, support, I will say he's been in the league for a few years, so there's enough film to know what Kenny Pickett is.
But you know what you're getting, though.
The other two are rookies, so maybe that I'm sure that's the emphasis behind the decision. If it were me and I had my team, I'd cut ties just because Joe Flacco's the guy. You got 2 potential rookies. I'm letting them be the behind the scenes guys, and sorry, Kenny Pickett, you can find a job somewhere. And he would get picked up immediately, so he'd be all right. But for me, I stay with the 2 rookies so I can decide which one of those 2 I actually want. Or maybe they're just going to carry 4 quarterbacks through the season. That's
what they say. They saying they're carrying 4, which really don't make sense. It don't. But to me, I think honestly, you roll with Flacco. I get it. Flacco is your. Yeah. But let's think about the first. And I understand why not playing a rookie. Their first 5 to 7 games are horror. Oh gosh, they might go 0-5, 0-6, bro. Like that's how hard the schedule is, and it's not even fair. So to put a rookie out there against that schedule, I get it. You don't want to now because you don't want to lose confidence. You don't want them to take their bumps and bruises, whatever you want to put out there. But at some point, if Flacco is 0-5 or 1-6 or 2 and something, you have to pull him out the game. You can't. Ain't that much saving for you. You're gonna have to roll with one of those guys, and if Kenny Pickett shouldn't even be on the roster. But I just say it's Dylan Gabriel or Shador. You got to roll with one of the rookies just to see what you got because you got 2 number 1 picks next year in the first round. So therefore, they saying Archie Manning or whatever the kid name is.
Oh, Granddaddy said Archie is playing another year in college.
So, Archie playing 2 more years in college.
Y'all can forget about drafting Archie next year.
But that's a ploy because he don't want to go there. He don't want his grandson to go there. And again, NIL money, he don't need it. His family got money, so he ain't in a rush to go to nobody's team anyway. No. So they got to feel like. And the thing is, another thing came up: Deshaun Watson back practicing, which is insane too. Now the question is for you is, okay, say Deshaun is healthy enough to play, right? Just hypothetically, say he's healthy enough to play. Mm-hmm. They put him on a pup list. It's 4 games. He come back after 4 games. They got to make a decision by week 8 to either take him off the pup list, play him, or cut him. Which in turn, do you cut him? Because if you cut him, you take a $72 million cap hit this year and next year. So my question for you is, if he's healthy enough to play, he's making $46 million this year. Do you put him in there and play?
If he's healthy enough, of course I play him. I'm still going off. I don't see him playing. I think he stretches this thing out just because. Why play? why go, like you mentioned the schedule? Why go out there and embarrass yourself? And you are paid. He is $230 million in the bank, no matter what happens. So.
Well, I mean, I guess they say because they have I think it's an injury law, not a lawsuit, but an injury clause or something that they can kind of get some of that money back
Yeah.
because he's been hurt and all this other stuff. So he hasn't been there. I think he's trying to say, look, don't even worry about it. I'm a play. And y'all ain't got to worry about trying to recoup that money yet. And which to me is
So that
hey,
could be some motivation for getting out there. But if he's healthy, yeah, I definitely play because you would think he's better than anything else they have as an option. At least they paid him that way. I don't know whether it's going to be true, but we'll see.
I don't know either. I just feel like it's a big mess. So you got 5 quarterbacks, technically 5 on the roster if you keep 4 that's active in Deshaun Watson. So those other spots can go to other people, in my opinion.
You're gonna have I will say that if they do decide to put him in, then you gotta let some of those other players go because you can't have 5 spots, even though you have the rule where you can hold an emergency quarterback. But that's just ridiculous to have that many quarterbacks.
Yeah, that makes sense. And then we got the Saints who haven't picked the quarterback yet. They don't know who they want to start
because they're not. Well, I will say this: Spencer Rattler had his moments.
Terrible.
When I was,
he's terrible.
He had his moments.
He went 0-6 last year. He went 0-6.
I'm not saying he was a rookie that he was a rookie.
Still went 0-6. Yeah. He is terrible. He is not a good quarterback. Spencer Rattler, no.
He had some moments
in
that
this
last preseason game.
Okay.
I would not feel comfortable with him as my starting quarterback. I've said from jump, I don't like any of the quarterbacks out there. They needed to be on the phone. Look, they should try to get Kenny Pickett, or they should have drafted Shador, or they should have done any sort of thing to not have the situation they're in right now. But, yeah.
I think I really think they waiting to see what happened to this Shador thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because either they're going to cut Shador or they're going to keep Shador. And if they keep Shador, hey, hold it down right quick, bro. Something going on upstairs.
All righty. Well, while you're gone, I just emphasize again, Derek Carr retiring had to be the worst thing for them because they had all their eggs in that one basket. And without him, I don't think they have a capable quarterback on their roster. So for your fantasy purposes, I said that I'm staying away from Indianapolis for the most part and Cleveland. I don't feel quite the same way for fantasy about the Saints, but there's not a lot of stuff I'm picking up from that squad for the very same reason of that offense is going to probably be atrocious because no matter who they pick right now at quarterback, it's a bad situation. So fantasy wise, I want to stay away from it. But tonight, I think that was the last news story we were going to do. So what we want to do for the remainder of the show is we're going to try to talk about some sleeper picks. Last week we did the mock draft, and if you haven't watched it, go back and check that out. We had a draft where we picked up we did 12 teams, 10 rounds, so we had 120 picks. What we want to do tonight is pick some other players that maybe didn't get picked or were at the bottom of the draft that we think could produce. A sleeper, if you aren't familiar, is basically just a low round pick that you're going to get that can make significant contributions to your team. If you remember, we've talked ADP, which is the average draft position. These are the guys that are not going to have high ADPs, so they're not the in-demand players, but they are guys who can contribute to your roster, probably more than where they're being drafted right now. So that's going to be what we do. Welcome back.
I'm back. My bad. I had to go something, but I'm good. So what was talking about? I'm sorry. I'm sorry, y'all.
We were talking about the horrible situation, so I was just saying don't draft people. I added the Saints to my team of people I'm mostly staying away. There's a few things I would draft with the Saints, like Alvin Kamara, but I'm even not big on him this year. But
yeah,
and the wide receiver situation from last year has me scared. So with the quarterback situation, I probably don't mess with the Saints. maybe a little more than that. Suggest Cleveland.
So are you
But we'll see.
thinking? Are you thinking they waiting on because they haven't named the quarterback yet, right? They haven't named the starter, and I'm not even
Yeah.
saying Shador, but are you think they're waiting on somebody like a Jameis to get cut?
Well, I say this: Jackson Dart's looking. I throw out one of my sleepers right now. Say Jackson Dart is looking
I ain't
pretty
mad at you.
good in the preseason. So
Yeah,
Jameis going back to the Saints actually makes a whole lot of sense. I'm
yeah.
wondering if it was known that Derek Carr was going to retire, would he have just stayed there to begin with? Because it's a perfect situation for him.
I don't.
I don't know
I
how the
don't.
coach feels about him because I feel like he probably should have played him more than he did, and they should have made a push to keep him there. But we'll see.
Well, I think is this. I think I know. I don't understand his agent. Like, because his agent always put him in situations
Places to be the
where he's a
backup.
backup. Yeah, it's never he's gonna opportunity to be a starter. Like, I would have waited it out a little bit. It's funny because I think the Saints are waiting out some teams and to see what happened. Like Jameis, whatever happens in Cleveland, even to the Colts to a certain point, you can say the Chargers to a certain point because they got Trey and they got the starter. He was from Washington for a couple of years, so they got some. It's some quarterbacks there that's better than what they have.
Yeah.
Because Tyler Shutt ain't down, so and Tyler Shutt's terrible, way
Not good.
terrible. Oh gosh,
Not
jeez, he's so bad. It's crazy that he's that bad. But you seen it in the draft though that he was that bad. So I don't understand why they took him, but they got to pay that cost there because they own money over the next 4 years unless they just cut him, which I don't think they're gonna do. So I don't know. I think that's crazy, but yeah.
You ready to hit these sleepers?
Let's go. We start with
All right,
quarterbacks.
so we'll start with the quarterback position again. For those that aren't aware, sleepers are basically just people with lower average draft positions, ADP. Guys that aren't going at the top of your drafts, maybe not even in the middle, but outside of that, usually about 80 to 100, a little bit lower than those on the ADP is what we're talking about. But can make your team better. If you can nail these sleepers, you can really increase your chances of having a winning fantasy football team. So I'll let you start us off. Who you got?
So one of my sleepers this year, and I'm gonna say tough one, but I think he'll be all right. I think he's gonna be all right. JJ McCartney is
Yep.
He's on your list?
He was the top of my quarterback list.
He's on your list?
So yeah.
Hey, look,
As
I
we,
promise
as
you,
we normally do.
I haven't talked to him today at all about this. So I'm gonna say
good.
JJ, and I'm gonna say for two reasons.
Mm-hmm.
I think Jefferson is. When I think about receivers, right? You have receivers that can make a quarterback look good, and you have receivers that need the quarterback to look good.
Yeah.
So Jefferson is one of those guys. He can make any quarterback look good, and just off the strength of what he can do.
Mm-hmm.
I think with him, Addison, Mason, the running back room, T.J. Hawkinson, I think this might be going out on a limb, but I think he can have a similar season to Sam Darnold. To what Sam Darnold did last year.
Sam Darnold finished in the top 10 for quarterbacks a year ago.
Yeah.
And if you've been watching the NFL any longer than 1 year, you know that Sam Darnold is outright trash. And like you said, Justin Jefferson makes him good. So I love Sam Darnold. He's right now being drafted as the 20th ranked quarterback, which means he's not even drafted in some people's leagues. Or he's barely on a team. He's probably he's going to be on waivers for some people. I think he has the same. Look, if Sam Darnold can be a top 10 quarterback, anybody can. And so
that is true.
I have a late round pick set for JJ McCarthy coming up this weekend. If somebody doesn't beat me to it, I love it. I love it.
I think it's a beautiful pick.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think and a lot of people will say, well, back in college, he was under that Michigan. They ran a
They
lot.
ran
He
the
didn't
ball
throw
a
the
lot.
ball a lot, but I'm just that's your Harbaugh system though. You can't really kind of go off of that. I think he is going to be once it get going, and I think him and Jefferson might have a connection. I think because if you watch the preseason game, Addison had a great connection for the first couple of drives they played on. So it's possible that he could be and I'm not saying a league winner, but he can help you win some games this year. So he's definitely
bye
one.
week fill in. I don't think you can ask for somebody better than a guy throwing to Justin Jefferson. Jamar Chase is the number one overall wide receiver, and in a lot of people's rankings, the number one fantasy football player. I still hold that I think Justin Jefferson is the best wide receiver in the league, and I would pick anybody on my fantasy.
I ain't mad at you.
I picked Sam Darnold. If you remember, I picked Sam Darnold in a lot of leagues last year for this very reason that I'm going on JJ McCarthy this year.
Now let me ask you now. Is he put it from a two quarterback perspective, right? Is he in that 20 for you?
Yeah.
And I'm not saying 1 through 10.
Yeah, I got you. No. He's the back half of that.
Really?
Of that. He's probably. You're talking about drafting, right? Not
yes,
where
drafting.
He might finish.
Yes, drafting.
Yeah.
Yes.
For drafting, if you're picking him higher than the 15th quarterback, you probably got a couple of screws loose. But if
you crazy.
But if you can grab him after that, for me, he's a no-brainer to put on your fantasy team.
Okay,
but not with a high pick, obviously.
I can dig that. I think he's 15 to 20.
Yeah,
15 to 20.
Yeah.
And probably if you think about it, really, he might be just because of his receiving situation. He probably got the best offense for a guy like him, second year, first year quarterback. He probably got the best out of all of them.
Oh, yeah. Well,
easy.
You, as I mentioned earlier, have the first pick in our two quarterback league, and the first two rounds are pretty much all quarterbacks with maybe a random wide receiver or running back thrown in there. Are you targeting JJ McCarthy for your second quarterback in that league?
I mean, it's possible.
It's possible.
It's possible.
You don't got to nail it down because I know you got to leave some leeway for the folks watching the show.
I mean, I got some guys in my head that in that because in that 15. I ain't even saying 15 to 20, but I'm gonna say 15 to 20 because that 15 to 20 could change. It just really depends on how you look at it. It depends on how it worked for me back at that back end. Because if he's there, yes. If a couple other people are there, then it's kind of a toss up for me to see what that picture looked like. Because it ain't gonna be real until I get there that day and see what everybody's doing. Because all it takes is one guy to throw it off,
and someone will.
Someone
always does.
So it's just pushing everybody down, and because somebody may go get a Saquon early just because they want to change the game a little bit.
Last year, I get it.
I'm not doing it. Not in our league. I mean, I get it in our league.
I've mentioned before. I'm not a Saquon is not the first running back I'm taking off the board. He's not even in my top 3.
Possible.
Yeah.
It's possible. Who you got?
All right. So since you went JJ McCarthy, you took the easy one. I'm gonna go with somebody who had a fantastic season last year, threw for over 4,000 yards, but is right now being drafted as the about 25th quarterback off the board, Geno Smith.
What are you doing, man? Yo, what are you doing?
Hey.
What are you doing? Because that was.
Hey,
yo,
it's gonna be a short show.
Gosh, really?
We're gonna just keep saying the same. We got the same guy.
All right,
but Geno Smith, like I said, last year had a dynamite season quietly, and he's not being drafted where a guy who just threw for 4,000 yards probably should be drafted, because the expectation for the Raiders is they're gonna run the ball with Ashton Genty all the time. But as I was talking to another friend of the show, the Raiders are going to lose a lot of games, and
That's true.
they're gonna have to throw the ball a lot to keep up in the
That
AFC
is
West.
definitely true.
So they're gonna run the ball primarily, but when they get behind, and it's not if they get behind, when they get behind, they're gonna have to sling that rock, and we don't have a lot to throw to. It's only Brock Bowers, followed by Jacoby Myers. So the cupboards are bare, but the cupboards were bare last year for the most part too. I think Geno Smith is a guy who's going to come out where he's drafted down. Pick, especially if you're in a 2 quarterback league. Yeah, do that. Mm-hmm. If you're in a 1 quarterback league, he probably stays on waivers for most of them. But if you want a guy who's a sneaky pick to be your backup quarterback, Geno's the dude.
I like Geno. And from the preseason game that I watched, I don't know if that's how y'all gonna play the rest of the real season, but it looked like he did throw. Y'all allowed him to throw, which is Geno they should let Geno throw the ball. I'm skeptical of y'all receivers. That's my biggest thing. With y'all, the receivers may not be like top notch. Y'all have a great tight end.
Trey Tucker's one of our best wide receivers, and everybody collectively in the audience is who?
Yeah, that's. Y'all have one more though.
Oh, we drafted 2 rookies.
Yeah, but who's the other one that's there? He's there last year.
The
big tall guy. I forgot his name. He didn't do too bad last year. What's his name? You know who I'm talking about. It's your team.
I don't know those clowns. I'm trying to think who you might be talking about. Keep on going.
Because he was there with Devontae. Devontae was on one side. He was on the other side. What was his last? It's giving me a brain fart.
Well, for now, just talk about
Jacoby Myers.
I said Jacoby Myers.
No, you didn't. You said Tucker. You said Tucker.
But I started off with saying the only wide receivers we have are Brock Bowers, and then I said Jacoby Myers. Okay. Later, I said when we were talking about you don't like our receivers, I said Trey Tucker is one of our best wide receivers, and he's garbage.
Yeah. Well, y'all terrible.
I didn't call him garbage. That's not fair. But he's not that good.
Okay, if you want to say that. I got one. And people may look like, oh my gosh, why you saying him? But if you look at his numbers from last year, you shouldn't draft him high because of the offense they run. But I'm going to say Justin Herbert. I think a lot of people are, because it's the Harbaugh system, because they're going to run the ball a lot, they're going to probably look past Justin Herbert a little bit this year because they're not, and their receiving core ain't the greatest. They just run back Keenan Allen. And you got Lat McConkey, but other than that, they have nothing.
Yeah.
And you got a rookie running back. So they may look at Justin Herbert as a guy that they don't want to kind of get early or even like mid-round. But I think Justin Herbert would be a good pickup. He could be a sleeper for you if they can allow him to throw the ball. And I think Harbaugh got at least – but they win games, so that may be difficult. So,
all right.
Yeah.
I'm leaving Jackson Dart out of my conversation because I was hoping you were going to bring him up since I already mentioned him earlier. So I need
Jackson Dart.
Huh?
We know what he's gonna do. He's gonna take the job by week 6.
So excluding Jackson Dart, who is like you said, Russell Wilson always the last couple years loses the job near the end. He's gonna get on the field. So I'm excluding him and saying I have one more sleeper pick for you, and it's gonna knock your socks off. You're not gonna believe it. I'm gonna say it.
This? Who?
Aaron doggone MVP Rodgers.
You don't believe that?
No, I was talking to the producer the other day, and I said, you know who I actually like more than I want to say is Aaron Rodgers. I want you.
You don't believe that.
I want you.
You don't believe that. You don't.
I want you to get outside of the Aaron Rodgers hate because you have a reputation as the biggest Aaron Rodgers hater on the planet, and I'm with you for the most part. He's not a great person. However, I want you to think back into his career since 2009 when he came in the NFL.
Okay.
Discarding the years that he was hurt, how many times has he thrown for less than 3,500 yards and less than 25 touchdowns?
Not many.
Zero. The answer is zero. It's never happened. The only time Aaron Rodgers has a bad season is when Aaron Rodgers is hurt. So if Aaron Rodgers is healthy, Aaron Rodgers does what Aaron Rodgers does. He is right now being drafted as the 28th quarterback. He's being drafted after Sam freaking Darnold.
I got a question for you.
I'm just telling you. Let me just finish this off. Right now, Aaron Rodgers has to be the best value at quarterback because you're getting a guy who, like I said, has consistently given you 3,500 yards and 25 touchdowns year after year after year, and he's the 28th ranked quarterback in people's drafts right now. Book it.
All right, so I'm gonna give you. I got 2 questions now.
Ask me.
What is Pittsburgh's 2 biggest problems?
They suck at offensive line. No.
That's one. Okay, keep going.
And after DK, I don't have a lot of faith in their wide receivers.
Oh, okay. And they have a third problem, which is their running back.
What's their?
Oh, he's definitely the problem.
Yeah. What else do you have?
Offensive line.
Yeah.
They have no second receiver.
Nope.
And their offensive coordinator loves to run the football.
Mm-hmm.
He don't know nothing else. He does not know how to draw up offensive plays at all since Big Ben was there. Again, we talked about a guy who's coming off of Achilles injuries just a year and a half ago. Maybe.
Yep.
About a year and a half.
Mm-hmm.
But their biggest problem is they can't block nobody. So when
did Aaron Rodgers have a good year coming off his Achilles injury?
No, he didn't.
38,097 yards, 28 touchdowns.
If you go game by game, which we can do, because I had him last year. If we go game,
you're gonna have some bad games with him this year. No. I guarantee you. Yeah.
If we go game by game, Aaron Rodgers only had one 300-yard game last year.
I'm not saying he's gonna give you week to week. I'm just saying at 28 average draft position, you're not gonna find a better value out there.
Okay, so is he a 2 in a 2 quarterback league, or is he a 3 in a 3 quarterback league?
Because of where I think I could draft him, he's probably, unless people are thinking like me, he's probably my 3. But if I'm ready to jump out there, and I don't, because let's just be real, in the 2 quarterback league, your second quarterback is never going to be really that good unless you pick him early. So if you're at the back end, there's not a lot of slim pickings. But if I were you, and I know you're not going to do this, if I were you and I'm picking number 1 and you're going Joe Burrow, I would seriously put some consideration into making Aaron Rodgers your 2. I'm just saying.
And I'm going to put the hate aside. I'm gonna take on my hate for Aaron Rodgers. I'm just telling you, it's the 2 factors that hinder him. It's the fact that he can't move. Mm-hmm. It's just like Flacco in Cleveland. Flacco can't move. Offensive line is the biggest problem.
Couldn't move last year. Almost hit 4,000. By the way, Carla said she was about to say Aaron Rodgers. She's a Steelers fan, but she's right on this one.
But okay,
she was afraid I was going to say Aaron Rodgers. But the point is, Aaron Rodgers. I've said I do not like the guy personally. I'm not a fan. I was hoping the Raiders would not get him last year when he was available. But for fantasy purposes, it's hard for me to. I agree with all the issues you said. However, he's had that problem before. He threw for 3,800 yards last year, 28 touchdowns, and that was a crap show with the Jets.
So, well, what I'm saying is this. So, if you're going, let's base it off of this for a minute, right? If you're going game by game, let's go game by game, because that 38 can look good in a bubble if you think about it. Like
stats don't tell the whole story. Stats
it don't tell. So if you're telling me this guy Listen to these stats now, y'all. I want y'all to hear this now. 185 yards, 184 yards, 151 yards.
I hear you.
112 yards.
Yeah, some
now
bad
I'm telling
ones.
y'all, this is game by game by game. He had the highest he's had all that year was 294 yards. The man never had of a 300-yard game last year. So you're asking me to trust the guy that's going to get you at minimum 167, 176, 151, 184, 185, 112. That is like 6 or 7 games when he had less than 200 yards. How can you even go out there and say, you know what, I'm going to get Aaron Rodgers? When you know if he does this with the Jets, what you think he's going to do with Pittsburgh? Where they going to run the ball?
He would do better.
No, they're going to run the ball 55 times.
They're going to run the ball, and it's going to open up the pass.
Okay.
The run game did not get off the ground for real with the Jets.
I tell you this.
The one thing they can do consistently with the Steelers is run the ball.
The only person that benefits from this is DK Metcalf. And the only reason I say that is because if you go back and you watch Aaron Rodgers over the history of him playing in the NFL, he keeps his eye on one receiver and one receiver only. Go check it. I'm not lying to y'all. Mm-hmm. Go watch those days in Green Bay with Devontae Adams was there, and go watch the second receiver number. Devontae would have 150, 60 targets. That next receiver would have probably 60.
Yeah.
Am I lying?
For the most part, you're not lying. There's a couple of years in there that I would disagree, but you have to go way back. You have to go way back for that.
I'm talking about before Devontae got.
So I say overall, you're right. Overall.
Yeah. So the only person that benefits from him being there is DK. DK is going to get peppered with a bunch of targets.
I don't know how good he's going to be, and I don't think much. But one slightly encouraging sign, it made it into the headlines. Well, not really a headline. It was just a little story. He kind of barked at Roman Wilson a little bit because he missed a pass that he threw to him. But in the deeper conversation, it seems like Aaron Rodgers is trying to pull as much out of Roman Wilson as possible. And maybe that gives him a second wide receiver if he's going to be the guy. I'm not willing to put a lot in it. Right now, I'm going wholly on the fact of Aaron Rodgers, once again, except for years he was hurt, has never thrown for less than 3,500 yards and 25 touchdowns.
What happened to Garrett Wilson after Devontae got there last year?
That was not – well, two things on that. One, that team was
I'm just asking.
in shambles. Two,
okay, all right.
I like DK better than anybody the Jets had on that team last year. And despite all those problems, Aaron Rodgers, who's the person we're talking about, still managed to throw for 3,800 yards and 28 touchdowns. I take that from, again, this is not your starting quarterback. This is your number 2 or your backup. You're not going to get a better value. That's just a fact.
Okay, let's play a game real quick. Let's play a game.
Okay.
I want to play a game.
Oh, by the way, welcome Nita to the show. Good to have you with us.
Hey,
I would ask her what she thinks about Aaron Rodgers, but I already know the answer to that, so I'm going to leave that alone.
So are you taking Kyler Murray or Aaron Rodgers?
Aaron Rodgers. You know my Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray, mark my words, on August 20th, Kyler Murray would never be on a team that I draft ever
You're
again. Right. That one was too easy. Give me a hard.
Would you take Jalen Hurts?
Jalen Hurts.
Based on hold up, no, based on numbers. Based on numbers, he had more yards than Jalen Hurts last year.
Yeah, but I still take Jalen Hurts.
You would take Jalen Hurts over Aaron Rodgers
100%.
Any day of the week.
Every day of the week.
Okay. Caleb Williams.
You know I love me some Caleb.
Caleb.
I pick Caleb over Aaron Rodgers. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Healthy Matthew Stafford. Just make it seem like he's not going to get hurt. What?
healthy Matthew Stafford, I take him. I don't believe such a thing exists. So if you ask me, who would I go?
I mean,
we
gonna put the injury to the side.
In an imaginary land where I believe in Matthew Stafford making it through the season, I pick Matthew Stafford because I like his wide receivers better. I like him better.
So
I like the offense better. In reality world, I don't think I'm going unless I'm back to the wall. I don't think I'm going to try to draft Matthew Stafford in any of my leagues this year. I'm trying to. He's a stay away story for me this year.
Brock Purdy or Aaron Rodgers?
Ooh, now that's the hardest one that you've asked.
Now, because what I'm doing here,
that's the hardest one.
What I'm doing here, these are to be the guys this weekend. Now, these are going to be the guys.
Yeah,
that's probably going to be your third quarterback. Kyler Murray.
I don't think Brock Purdy's going to be the third. I think he's going to be someone's second quarterback this week.
I can't tell you.
Yeah.
I can't tell you what I can't tell you because Shaq up here. So we.
Okay.
Yeah, love you, bro, but I can't do it. I can't do it.
Okay.
But I got some info. I can't do it. So, yeah, but those are the guys that's going to be in that third quarterback range. The Caleb Williams of the world, the Kyler Murrays of the world, the Matthew Staffords of the world.
Well,
those are going to be the guys.
Let me say another thing. There's a good chance that Caleb Williams won't be somebody's third quarterback either.
Unless you take him.
There's a good chance that Caleb Williams might not be somebody's third quarterback. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, I got you.
I don't know. I'm not there. I can't see the future.
Okay, I got you. Hey, look, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Those are the guys that's going to be there.
But to get back to your question.
Purdy or him?
I think I don't like Purdy, and I've made that clear. I think Purdy is a product of the system. I think Aaron Rodgers, even at his old age, is actually a good quarterback.
Okay.
Better than a system. I feel more comfortable drafting Aaron Rodgers.
Woo! Boy, you worse than me now when it's coming to this Purdy thing, boy.
I can't.
Man.
I can't. Look, one, y'all can't seem to keep a healthy wide receiver. But you do have George Kittle, which sweetens the pot a little bit.
You got McCaffrey.
Look, for me personally, if I'm picking between Brock Purdy and Aaron Rodgers, I probably side with Aaron Rodgers. If I'm giving advice to the audience, I probably tell them Brock Purdy over Aaron Rodgers because potentially he should be better. I can't feel the Brock Purdy love right now.
Okay.
And he's been good for fantasy. And Brock, by the way,
he's been good for fantasy.
Brock Purdy has been great for fantasy football. Much better than I thought he would be. I'm not feeling it.
Now, is he, again, I'm actually saying question, is Aaron Rodgers in that 15 to 20?
I don't think
place him in it.
I don't think he is based off his average draft position. Do I think he ends the season in the top 20? 100%.
Okay.
Assuming he's not hurt. Yeah.
I mean, he got to stay healthy because they don't have a great backup.
Oh, if he's hurt, look,
Just
Mason
saying.
Rudolph, let's go.
Mason Rudolph.
You got any more quarterbacks, or you want to hit these running backs?
I got one more. One more. Healthy Tua.
Yeah, I like Tua. I consider
Healthy
making
Tua.
him my sleeper.
And I'm gonna say healthy Tua.
Yeah, I say like this. The only reason I didn't put Tua was I was trying to think of people outside the top 20. Tua's been about 2021-ish. So I assume people are gonna draft them. But all things considered, Tua, he should be, if healthy, a good number 2.
Okay, let's go to receivers.
We're gonna skip running backs.
I mean, you can do running back last.
Wide receivers next. Hey, the way fantasy football is going, wide receivers are more valued than running backs. So, who's your top wide receiver?
Sleeper.
My sleeper.
I don't consider this guy a sleeper.
Okay.
I do, but you shouldn't.
Okay.
And I feel like you can get him fairly late in the draft. I'm going to say Rashee Rice.
Okay.
And I say that because a lot of people gonna look
Worried
at
about the
this
potential of,
suspension.
right.
Um, but if you look at his numbers, right,
Mm-hmm.
he's a quiet 8, maybe 8. I might be exaggerating, but sometimes he might get 10. But like an 8 to 10 reception, 100-yard game, and
Yeah.
a touchdown. That is a quiet, good
He's
game
the
from a
he's
receiver.
the possession receiver for the Chiefs.
Yes,
He's his ADP right now for wide receivers. He's the 31st wide receiver coming off the board.
which is
So
insane, bro.
for most
That's
people,
crazy.
that's gonna be like your third wide receiver. That's a pretty good third one, depending on what kind of suspension.
And he's the
up.
number one
Yeah.
receiver
Yeah.
on that team.
On that team, yeah.
Yes, but what I'm saying is he's Patrick Mahomes' first look.
Mm-hmm.
They said like 50% of the time that's the first look that he looks at outside of Kelsey from the receiver standpoint. So if you're telling me, I would take him over a lot of people.
How many games missed does it take for it to be worth it? To be, you know what? Never mind. I don't think we're gonna find out before most people's drafts. But what number would you say? Oh, well, now he's not worth drafting that early.
Anything over 6.
Anything of it? Okay.
Because if you're telling me, 2 games, well, just say they do 4 games,
Mm-hmm.
he appeal it, they come back down to 2.
Mm-hmm.
2 games don't hurt me because obviously if you draft well enough, and if he's the receiver 31st or 32nd on the board,
Yeah.
he ain't playing for you week 1 anyway. If you considering him your third receiver, he ain't playing. But in most eyes, like if I had him, I play him.
What makes it difficult is, and we don't know what the situation is going to be, is they might not even announce his suspension to mid-season. I wish it were now, because if I knew I was going to, even if I was going to miss the first 6 weeks with Rashee Rice, but I get him the second half of the year, I'm all in.
Well,
The possibility of missing him as you get in your playoff push, it scares me a lot, and I think that's the only reason he's that low.
Well, that's when you have to draft. Honestly, that's when you have to draft for him not to be there. So just say they say, all right, look, we're not going to do anything till week 6.
Yeah.
From week 6 to week
I hate that. Yeah.
10, you're suspended. That's a tough week because that's champion.
Yeah.
That's right at that cuff. You trying to make that playoff run. You try to get in the playoffs type thing. So you don't want to kind of mess around and not have them. But if you got them for those first 6 games or 5 games, you get a good start and he can help you win games, and that's good. But you also got to draft to know he's not going to be there.
Right.
You always got to have in the back of your mind, okay, if I'm going to get Rashee Rice, I'm going to go pick up Worthy down the line somewhere. If he was on your list, I'm sorry.
No, you're good. I mean,
okay.
I didn't want to put Rashee Rice on my sleeper list because of all these issues potentially, but I just threw this out there. Pick your favorite Kansas City Chiefs wide receiver, whether that's Xavier Worthy's going the highest, but I actually say I kind of like a Hollywood Brown potentially in this situation.
Yeah,
or even the rookie they have, Jalen Royals. So for me, it's pick your boys. Especially if you draft Rashee Rice, you doggone better well get one of these other wide receivers. You're probably not going to get Rice. Well, you might get Rice and Xavier Worthy. It's possible.
He could. I think honestly, I think Rice would go before Worthy.
Yeah, probably since he's going to. But all I'm saying is, I definitely have a pick up one of these backup wide receivers.
Yeah, just to have because
somebody's going to feast if he misses significant time. Yeah.
Yes. So when you think about that, you got to kind of think about, okay, now the question is, how early do you go get that second Chiefs receiver to kind of so you know what? I already know he's going to get those games, but man, like, do you go a couple rounds later or do you wait to see how the board is moving around before you do that?
Well, let's see. Like you, just to your point, Xavier Worthy is going to 26th wide receiver off the board. Rashee Rice is the 31st, so they're going pretty much right after each other.
Mm-hmm.
The other guys you can get a lot later, so I don't pick any of them. I probably have at least 3 or maybe even 4 wide receivers on my team before I even consider picking those guys up.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. Okay. I ain't mad at that. That's a good one. Yeah.
So it's back on you. Since
it's on you.
No, I said you said Rashee Rice, and I said one of those other guys for Kansas City that's gonna feast. Jalen Roy, pick him. Of the list, I probably like because we're assuming Xavier Worthy and Rashee Rice are gone. I probably like Hollywood Brown more than anyone else. Unless, of course, it's a dynasty league. Then, of course, I like Jalen Royals more. But I probably go Hollywood Brown because of his experience.
I'm gonna say this rookie.
Okay.
Because they don't have a number 1.
Okay.
Matthew Golden. I think because you can get him so late in any draft now.
Mm-hmm.
Any draft that you go to nowadays, you probably can get him so late. He's eventually gonna be the number 1 guy because they already talked about getting rid of what receiver? They was talking about cutting one of the receivers or trading them because they don't want them.
They have so many to pick from.
Yeah, they got 7 receivers on the depth chart. It's crazy. So they're gonna have to cut
in between them. So
yeah, they all the same. All of them are tweeners between a 2. I ain't gonna say a 3, but some are 3, but some are a high 2. I think Golden could step in and be that number 1 guy eventually in the season for you because you're gonna get him so late. He is a rookie, so nobody's really checking for him right now anyway. So I say Matthew Golden is like the guy you look at. Just get him late, and if you got to sit him on the bench a couple of weeks until he start getting going, he's there for you.
Okay.
Because when he get going, somebody's gonna try to snatch him already. So if you get him at the draft, he's sitting there. You might as well just get him. So I think that's one who I think is gonna definitely do work. So
if I'm gonna pick like the situation with Green Bay is you just never know from week to week who's gonna be that guy. If he's healthy, sometimes it's Christian Watson. A lot of times it's Jaden Reed. Sometimes it's Datavian Wicks even. It's
too much going on.
It's like flip a coin. So Matthew Golden is going to get some of that. He is potentially the number 1. Maybe not starting off, but probably before it's all over. So yeah, I like that. I'm gonna go with a guy that's the number 2 wide receiver on his team.
Don't do it.
I like this offense more than I wanted to last year. I was predicting doom and gloom for the Broncos.
Don't do it, man.
I'm going Marvin Mims.
You got to do that, though, man.
58th.
That was my next guy, man.
Boards right now, 58. Now here's the crazy thing about it. What year do wide receivers how they break out? Year 3. Marvin Mims is in year 3.
Yo, you gotta stop.
He's gonna put in some work.
He was literally next on my list, bro. Like what we talking about.
And there's also he's usually good, but there's also the Cortland Sutton injury history sometimes. And if something happens, Marvin Mims becomes that guy in that offense. Put him on your board. He's going very late, but he's going to be a very good bye week fill-in for you. And hey, he might even make it into your starting lineup at some point.
I tell you this, I picked him up in Dynasty before the draft. I picked him up in Dynasty before the draft. I was like, let me get Mims out of the way because I was like, yeah, nobody's thinking about him. I'm gonna go ahead and grab him. I scooped him early in the year. I was like, early in the summer, like I would stash him on the bench. Nobody's thinking about him. That's a good one, man. Yeah. He do a little bit of kick return.
Yeah, exactly. You
a little bit of punt return.
Special team points.
So you get a lot of extra points from him. That's a good one. I got one.
Okay.
Stephon Diggs.
Okay.
They got to lean on him because they ain't got nothing
I
else.
was going to say, did you see their wide receivers a year ago?
They ain't got nothing else. And I heard him and Drake May got a really good connection going on.
They have to. If Drake May's gonna be successful,
I don't know if you're gonna get the Diggs from Buffalo type player, but I think you get something close to that, and you can get Diggs because nobody's really thinking about Diggs like that. Diggs is gonna be on that. He can get them late.
For those, he's the 38th wide receiver on fantasy points right now. So again, he's going as most people's third wide receiver.
And again, he's their number one. Like, they have nothing else there. So he's going to get a lot of targets. And if you want to do this whole no wide receiver running back, just go straight running back thing, and that's your goal, he's one of the guys you can kind of ride with and say, you know what, all right, I'll play that game, but I go grab Diggs later.
Okay.
And it works for you.
I'm going to go deep.
Okay.
I'm going deep on this one. I had one I actually like more than this guy, but I'm going to save it. Just since I stole from you, I want to see if you come back for the leftovers I put out there. Because I'm taking one that I don't think you're going to go with. He's getting older now, but he's on a new team that does not have good wide receivers. They have Calvin Ridley as the one. I kind of like Tyler Lockett as the two. He had a down year, but he was sort of the odd man out with JSN's ascent.
Yeah, we've seen that.
So on the Titans, I think Tyler Lockett is not going to give you the stats he used to have. He's already on the decline. But Cam Ward is a rookie. He's going to need a consistent guy. And as a possession receiver, Tyler Lockett can still do his thing across from Calvin Ridley, and it's gonna be very feast or famine. Let me tell you that going in.
That is true.
There's gonna be some weeks.
Definitely true.
You're gonna have to hope the bye weeks that you're filling him in are the weeks that he feasts, because the rest of the time is gonna be some down times. But Tyler Lockett right now is the 83rd wide, so he's like people's fourth wide receiver, maybe their fifth. So it's deep. I told you it's going to be a deep cut, but I like his veteran experience, especially for a rookie there, because he's going to need a reliable guy who can run a route, and you always know you can hook up with him. Tyler Lockett.
Okay. I got one for you, but I got a question first.
Okay.
I'm going to say Jalen Waddle, but my question for you is, does he eclipse Tyreek Hill as the number one receiver by year end?
If Tyreek is healthy, I don't think so. I'm gonna say Tyreek is still the guy there, and I've been a big Jalen Waddle guy, but given the situation, I would pick Tyreek as one.
Okay, but I think Jalen Waddle can, because we've seen both of them do numbers before together, and all this hinges on
health is the biggest concern for not just Tua, but Jalen Waddle health also. As well. Yeah.
Yes. That's all I got. I had one more, but
I got one last one I throw out there. I was leaving to see if you grab it, and I'm going with youth on the side again. I said stay away from Cleveland. Jerry Jeudy's the one. Cedric Tillman is a nice pickup.
Don't say Jeudy.
No, I'm not saying Jerry Jeudy. Jerry Jeudy's the one. No. He's going to go first. I'd pick my chances with, because Jerry Jeudy is going around 35.
Why?
In most, because he's the number one wide receiver, and Jerry Jeudy had a good year last year.
He had 3 good games.
Yeah.
Stop it. And those 3 games he had with Jameis Winston, by the way.
Yeah, but I'm going deep with Cedric Tillman as a potential breakout player. Again, this is a deep one. This is just a guy you're filling in the back of your roster with. In fact, that's what I did for Dynasty League, since somebody dropped him. I'm not going to say names. I put him in, and he's just there to fill in if I need him. So there you go. That's my look. Okay. That is the one, because I'm not, even at 30 something, I'm not going Jerry Jeudy, but I'd go at the 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th round, and I pick up a Cedric Tillman just as a fill-in guy.
I don't like none of them. I stay away from them.
Yeah,
I don't.
For the most part, I'm staying away.
Yeah, I mean, the only person you get from them is Njoku. That's it.
I don't even want that too much, but yeah.
I mean, he was a top. He was a top 5 tight end with Joe Flacco. So
I dig it.
Yeah. So running backs.
Running backs.
Oh man, one? Sleeper man. Breece Hall, man.
He should bounce back.
Breece Hall got something to play for. I'm gonna tell you that he got something. Money.
He got money.
Money. Breece Hall got something to play for, and that young boy is coming to steal his job.
Oh, so, Braylon Allen. I thought you were gonna go Braylon Allen, honestly.
No, I'm gonna say Breece Hall. I think Breece Hall is gonna show up. He got to show up. Ain't no ifs, ands, buts about it. He got to show up. He got to play well. If not, because Braylon Allen come in, he gonna take all his carries if he don't. And he playing for a contract. So I like his mindset. He came. He did an interview. He was like, "Look, man, front office don't know me. They didn't draft me, so I got to come out here and prove that I can be that guy." I like that. So Breece Hall, and the thing is, you getting Breece Hall super late because ain't nobody checking for Breece Hall nowadays. Because in fact, they all was hyped about Breece Hall, but the downfall, which I don't think that had nothing to do with him last year. I think a lot of it had to do with Aaron Rodgers, your boy, in that offense messing around.
That team was in shambles last year.
Yes.
And I'm happy about it because I wish nothing but bad things for them a year ago, and I'm glad that happened. Yeah.
So I think he is going to be somebody which you can get late, but also he may give you good starter numbers, and probably be a plug and play after a while if he can. But the only thing that hinders him, in my opinion, is Justin Fields.
Mm-hmm.
Still in those end zone. From 20 down to the end zone, Justin Fields could steal those touchdowns. But I think Breece Hall, from a receiving standpoint, he's great out the backfield. And in between the tackles, he can run through tackles. So I think he's good to get, and you can get him late. Because, the big running backs are going first. So they got Amari Hampton over him. They got a bunch of guys over him. So I would say definitely Breece Hall.
Okay. Right now, Breece Hall is the 17th running back coming off the board in most drafts, so he's probably your number 2 running back at that position. I thought a year ago he was potentially the number 1 overall running back. That didn't work out too well for me, but hopefully he can redeem himself this year.
Okay.
All right. So, who is before I give my next one? Who is the number 1 running back in Jacksonville? It's probably Travis Etienne, right?
It is Travis Etienne.
It's Travis Etienne.
Why would it not be?
How many years have you been waiting for a Travis Etienne breakout?
I think you don't like him.
I don't like the fact that he gets credit for being so good, and we have not seen it. I don't think he's a running back. He is a low budget Austin Eckler. So he's good out catching out the back, and I mean very budget because Austin Eckler was that dude for many years with touchdowns. We ain't seen that from Travis Etienne. He's a receiving running back more than he's a running back.
So you think he's playing out position?
There's a very good chance he's not on the team by the end of the year. They might try to move him around. And he's definitely not going to be the goal line guy. You got 2 choices right here. And one of them I've been saying forever, and I'm going to say it till it comes true.
Oh, gosh.
He's the 38th. Again, Travis Etienne is getting drafted much sooner. 32nd. You wait a few picks later to 38, you can get Tank Bigsby, who is a goal line guy. And he started to come on at the end of last year. They want him to be the number 1 running back. I guarantee you that's what they're thinking because they can rely on him. He is a guy who can handle the load of a running back. Travis Etienne is not that guy. He can't do it. He's had many years to prove it. It's not in his DNA. So he'll catch some passes. You know what? I gave him too much credit before. You know who he's closer to me? And Antonio Gibson. That's who I think Travis
You're
Etienne is.
really low on him. That is
I'm
crazy.
very low on him.
That is
Also Eckler has too high of a bar. I shouldn't have thrown that kind of praise at him. But he's more of an Antonio Gibson kind of guy. He's not really a running back. He's just filling in that position. Tank Bigsby is an actual running back. And hold on, let me give you your budget. If because their rankings are close. If you want to go much later, a guy, if it works out like I said, that Travis Etienne does get moved because they don't want to sign him long term, you grab the rookie Tootin that they have up there because he's probably there's a good chance that he gets a bit more play. Not as much as Tank Bigsby, but those are possibly your real 1 and 2 running backs, especially if you hear Travis Etienne gets moved. Go for it.
Okay. Now, I just got a question. He's playing the wrong position?
Yes.
Think he's a receiver?
Look, not that he was a great coach, but what did your boy Urban say when he got there? He wanted Travis Etienne playing wide receiver. He had him practicing with the wide receivers. That's his skill set. And it's not a bad thing, but if you want a goal line running back, because the main thing you want from your running back are rushing yards and touchdowns. Tank is going to give you those touchdowns. He is already the goal line running back.
Okay. Look, I'm not going to argue with you on that one because I think they've been hyping up Etienne for
since
years.
He's been in the league.
And then he ain't did nothing.
Zero
so
results.
I'm not gonna argue that point. I just feel like you've been on this Tank Bigsby train for a couple years now, and
he's only been in the league a couple of years.
you haven't left the train yet, so I'm not going. I ain't mad at you. So
look, I tell people all the time. Eventually, I'm always right. It's taking a while. I'm taking a long road, but I think the Jaguars are in my camp. They want Tank Bigsby or this rookie to eventually be the number 1 running back.
Okay.
Yeah. Go for it.
I got one. Jordan Mason.
I knew that was coming.
Jordan Mason. And really, what do you draft Jordan Mason? If you draft it, what do you draft from that?
He's about 30, so he's probably an RB, probably for me a 3, RB3. I say this, if I'm doing the 0 RB strategy, Jordan Mason is very high on my list of people to pick up. Yeah.
So are you handcuffing Jordan Mason, Aaron Jones?
I think Aaron Jones still got enough. What I saw from him last year, I think he has enough gas in the tank that Jordan Mason's probably not going to get a lion. I don't even know if it's a 60-40 split. I don't know if it's 70-30.
I don't know about that, man. I think Mason to me is
he's talented.
He's talented. Yeah. His biggest downfall is he don't pass block well. Yeah. That's his biggest thing. But if you ask him to run between the tackles, that he did it all along. So I think what's going to happen is Aaron Jones is going to be that guy between the 20s, the 20 and the 20. And when you get down to that goal line, it's going to be Jordan Mason. Jordan Mason can give you value from a touch. He's going to be touchdown dependent. I will say that. But he's going to get you a lot of touchdowns just being down there. Now, we don't know what's going to happen, but I feel like it ain't going to be a 50-50, but I feel like it's going to be a 60-40 more Aaron Jones. But I think that 40 is going to start to lean. It's going to go up a little bit to 45 and 50, and it's going to be kind of a split at some point of that season because Jordan Mason is just too good to not get the ball. That's why he went there to get an opportunity to play.
Yeah. I say this: running backs can fall off a cliff quickly.
Yeah,
I think we saw enough that I'm happy with Aaron Jones this year, but if that cliff is lurking, we just haven't seen it yet, then but you're not picking. You're not getting Mason with a high pick anyway. So I think he's definitely worth adding to the roster, especially if you already have Aaron Jones a handcuff with him. Certainly,
I think you handcuff regardless because I think they're gonna run both of them, and then it may be a thing where you can play both of them in the lineup together if you need to. from a bad week perspective. So if you got 2 holes you need to fill from a bad week, you can play both of them, and then there you go. You got 2 running backs that you know both of them get the ball. It's like, and I'm not comparing them to this tandem, but it's like Gibbs and I ain't gonna do that. I'm just saying it's
Gibbs
something
and Monty. You want to say?
I don't want to say that.
You kind of wanted to say it.
I kind of don't.
Don't say it. I would say don't say it because it's not going to be that.
It's not that. I'm not saying it's that. What I'm saying is this. I'm saying I think it's going to be that type of time share.
Yeah.
I think
a little bit less, but I still think Mason is picking up. I
don't think so.
But I'm glad you mentioned tandems because I got a tandem for you. I got a tandem. All right, and I'm not saying this is Jahmyr Gibbs, David Montgomery is the best tandem of running backs in the league.
It is
by far. But you know who's gonna challenge for second place? Omarion Hampton and my boy Najee Harris. Name a season of his career that he has not run for 1,000 yards. You can't do it. He's gotten 1,000 yards every season of his career because Najee Harris, though slow as molasses, is a bruiser, and and Harbaugh is going to love running the ball. Look what J.K. Dobbins did in this system a year ago. Everybody thought J.K. Dobbins was dead. They was like, he will never be anything else in this career. Too many injuries. J.K. Dobbins looked like the best running back in football for several weeks. Omarion Hampton is going to definitely be the one. They drafted him for that reason. But you can bet your bottom dollar Najee Harris is going to put in work. He is right now. He's getting drafted after Tank Bigsby. He's getting drafted after Scatterboo. He's getting drafted after Quishon Judkins. He might be go right back to prison. I don't know. Well, not back to prison. He hasn't been. He got cleared from the charges. He got cleared from the charges. But Najee Harris, doggone it, is a guy you can pick up and you will get results because all he's done is get results. They didn't even want him to be the number 1 running back with Pittsburgh, and he was. I don't know why they thought Jaylen Warren was a 1. He wasn't. Najee Harris and Omarion Hampton are going to be the second best tandem in football. Book it. I said it. It is so.
So let me ask you. So when you going to jump off this Najee train?
When would I? 1,000 yards every season of his career.
When you going to jump off this Najee train? All right. So
hey. When was Mason's last 1,000-yard season?
I never can look.
It's never happened.
First of all, I never said that they were going to be that tandem like that. I pushed
back. You almost did. You were right here. It was at the tip of your tongue.
I didn't say it though.
Your brain pulled it back. Your brain said, "No, don't embarrass me," and it pulled the words back from you. I'm giving you all a legit tandem right here.
Oh,
you know what? We agreed on all the quarterbacks and wide receivers. We are on so many different lists on these running backs.
Najee, first of all, averages like 2.5 yards a carry.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
And 1,000 yards a season. Every season.
He got 1,000 yards in game 17.
I guess 1,000 yards every season.
He'd be at 950 yards game 17. And he got to get that extra 50 yards. Okay.
But does he do it?
Whatever.
Didn't he do it?
I'm not gonna argue with you on this one.
Okay.
You're a Najee guy, so I get it. So you go root for Najee.
For my sleepers, I'm going with guys I love in this running back list.
So let me ask you: are you drafting Najee?
I might. Yes, 100%. Because no one else will. I am 100% drafting Najee Harris this year. Every league I can get him in.
Oh, Lord. What round?
Right now he's going, like I said, the 40. He's people's RB4 in a lot of leagues. I'm drafting him as I would feel comfortable drafting him as my second running back. Honestly, I probably won't, but he's at least going to be my third running back. Depending on the structure. I mentioned the 0 running back strategy. If I'm going running back where I don't pick a running back until like the 6th round, Najee Harris is at the top of my board.
I'm gonna put you to the test.
Go for it.
Montgomery or Najee?
No, that's the no-brainer. Montgomery. I said,
Okay.
look, I said Gibbs.
No, wait.
I'm just saying, I said Gibbs and Monty, and I've been a Monty guy since forever. I was back with Monty in Chicago. He helped many of my fantasy football teams make it to the promised land. I love Monty, and I also love Najee Harris.
I'm trying to think who's gonna be there. Henderson or Najee?
Travion Henderson. I'm going Henderson. I think he has an easier now. Ramondre is good, and Ramondre's got me some stats too. But I think Henderson easily becomes the number one in that one. I think Amarion Hampton is definitely the number one, but I think Najee is closer to one than Ramondre is closer to Henderson. So if I'm given that choice, I'm going Henderson first because he's very much the number one.
Pacheco or Najee?
Now that's a harder one. That's a harder one. But just off the fact that
I'm just saying.
I'm saying if they're both there at the same time,
yeah,
I probably lean towards Pacheco. But right now, Pacheco's being drafted earlier by at least a round.
On that list, on that list you're looking at, who's around Najee?
The names I said before: Quinjon Judkins, Tank Bigsby. Now that's a tough one. Ask me would I take Tank Bigsby or Najee? That's a hard one. Because
Bigsby or Najee. Yeah, I take one.
If I have to pick between those two, if I can only get one.
Only get one.
That's a hard. Now that one would cause me a lot of headaches to try to pick. I probably lean on the offense itself and take Najee because I know Harbaugh loves to run the ball and he can easily make room for both guys to put up big numbers. I don't know if they can both get 1,000. Probably not. But this is potentially the first season of Najee Harris not getting 1,000, but he'll be over 800. I'm sure about that. So I probably go with Najee slightly.
James Conner or Najee?
Oh, James Conner.
Dang.
Because no matter how much I wish
that was quick,
James
boy.
Conner is eternal. I don't understand what he's drinking.
Boy, he was like
that
was quick.
Yeah.
That was quick.
I like Trey Benson, and
quick.
I'm hoping that he's eventually going to be something. But for that one, James Conner easily.
James Conner's the guy there.
Yeah.
That's all I got, man. This is a good show, man. Yeah, you crazy.
We gonna just act like tight ends don't exist. That's what we're doing today.
Let's go tight ends. Oh, come on. We good.
All right. Before we do tight ends, let me just throw out another running back that's worth drafting. I don't put him with the other guys. Tyler Algier is another guy who
he's not.
He'll give you some weeks, and he's definitely a good hand.
He don't give you enough weeks.
He doesn't give you enough. That's why I say I don't put him with the other guys that I named. But he's one I don't forget about. I put him depth. This is like last round of the draft kind of.
Yeah, he don't give you enough weeks.
Yeah,
tight ends. That one good year, and that was it.
Yeah. So. Well, because the next year they drafted John Robinson.
Yeah, I mean, of course. But the next year they also ran
say
both
this:
of them
if
too.
Tyler Algier was on a different team, he could easily be the number one. Just he's not in the right spot.
He's not in the right spot, but both of them the year Najee got drafted, both of them still ran the ball evenly split. So, I mean, does it matter? But tight ends, my first sleeper, and I'm proud to say this.
Kyle Pitts.
I
knew it.
Kyle Pitts. He gonna have a good year. I'm here to 10 and 9.
For real this year? Okay.
For real. Okay.
For real. Look, you talking about Tyler Algier only had that one good year. Kyle Pitts literally had the exact same good year.
I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna use your argument.
Go for it.
About ETN playing out of position when he need to be a receiver.
100%.
Kyle Pitts is playing out of a position. He needs to play receiver. So, and I think they're gonna do that this year. They're gonna play him at receiver,
right?
They have no second receiver. They need to.
I'm doing that too.
Yeah. So me personally, Kyle Pitts, and then I'm out to go. Kyle Pitts, and I'm gonna say Njoku. Njoku was a top 5 tight end with Flacco.
Yeah,
that's why the only person you draft from there.
I don't quite consider Njoku. Kyle Pitts, I get you a sleeper because he's just been terrible every year.
Njoku no top 5 tight end.
Yeah, I know, but that's what I'm saying. I don't consider him a sleeper because you should be drafting. Njoku should get drafted in every league. Yes, he should. I mean, except for the fact that they're quarterback situations, whatever. But with Flacco, like you said, he was a top tight end. So yeah, you should be drafted in Njoku.
I mean, think about it. McBride going behind him. Byers is going before him. Kittles is going before him. Laporta is going before him. Even Mark Andrews, to a certain point, is going. Kelsey
right now. Njoku is top 10 at his position according to ADP. So he's going to get drafted. Even if you don't want Njoku, you're going to have to pick him up because he's going to be one of the best tight ends because he typically is.
Okay.
Now, if you want to go deep, I'm going to just... Kyle Pitts was deep because a lot of people have given up on Kyle Pitts.
It won't that deep.
I like Loveland, as I said last week in the mock draft, but I'm not going to count him because I believe you should be drafting Loveland. I think he's going to do some good things. I'm going to go with the same reason I mentioned earlier, going with Tyler Lockett. Go with Chig out in Tennessee because, again, rookie quarterback. Now, Cam has an arm, but I think that possession guys like Tyler Lockett and Chig are going to be really good for you. So I count him as my sleeper guy. He's going like 22nd on tight ends. The thing about tight ends, and probably why you didn't want to do film for sleepers, tight ends. That's not that many. Look, that's about five. There's about 5 tight ends that are actually good, and the rest of them you can almost just pick at random, and it doesn't make a.
If you need one for a bad week, just find one. He might get you 5 points.
Yeah, get it off waivers. You can get a Chig. You can get a Hunter Henry, who should actually have a decent year. Those are both guys going.
Just don't expect too much from them. That's all.
Tight ends don't expect a lot to begin with. So
no, don't do it.
Outside of the best tight end in the game, Brock Bowers. But we're not doing that. We doing sleepers. But that's it.
That's it. I appreciate y'all, man.
Thanks everybody.
Like and subscribe, please.
Hit subscribe. Let us know in the comments what you think. And we will see you back here in 1 week.
All right.
Peace.